Hello folks, well the wait is finally over. Here's your first look at the upcoming new Proton e.MAS 5. My name is Tariq Azmi and this is Caricarz.com. So just like what we saw at the Malaysia Auto Show 2025, the unit I have next to me is still wrapped in full camouflage, but don't worry, I'm going to show you bits and pieces of the uncamouflaged car later on. But first, let's get to know the Proton e.MAS 5 in greater depth. Okay, much like its bigger brother, the Proton e.MAS 7, the Proton e.MAS 5 is based on a Geely product. In this case, it's specifically based on the Geely Xingyuan or Star Wish B-segment EV hatch. And fun fact about that Geely original, it was ranked China's best-selling car in the first half of 2025. Yes, you read that right. Best-selling car of the first half in 2025. Okay, over here, let me quickly show you that the Proton e.MAS 5 shares the same new Proton e.MAS badge up front, but more importantly, just like its bigger brother, the model nameplate logo and font type is also the same. So as you can see, it's the same as the e.MAS 7. And now we move to the wheels, where you can see the Proton e.MAS 5 rolls on very striking and nice two-tone 16-inch alloy wheels, and they're not just pretty, they're also aerodynamically optimized. And we move up front to the forward half of the cabin in the e.MAS 5, and very quickly, let me show you some fantastic highlights here. Starting with the digital displays, you get an 8.8 digital instrumentation, and front and center is a massive 14.6-inch infotainment touchscreen, which, good news, comes with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto wirelessly. Now, apart from which there's a lot of function it offers also, such as 360-degree parking camera, but that is part of no less than 12 ADAS features primed as standard in this very small but feature-laden EV hatch. Apart from which, as you can see, it's quite a spacious and practical space to be in. Up here, there's a slot for a smartphone, but I was told that the final production version will see a wireless charging pad over here. Check out the very sleek controls and gear selector shifter here. It's quite nice, a switch type deal, because it's all down to packaging, which grants you a lot of storage spaces right here in the center console. There's one right here, but altogether, there are up to 32 of which all around the cabin of the e.MAS 5, which makes this quite the practical tiny EV hatch. Now, one interesting highlight with the cabin, I like to start in the rear, where you see the door opening aperture is quite large, so getting in and out is quite easy. Accessibility is pretty good. But critically, inside, look at the amount of space I have in the back seat of the Proton e.MAS 5. It is very spacious, very large, and very comfortable. The comfort is boosted by the fact that there is rear aircon vents plus dedicated USB charging ports. Okay, speaking of practicality, we can't discuss that without looking at the boot space, and thankfully in the Proton e.MAS 5, it will firstly come with a power tailgate function that grants easy access, followed by a standard 375 litres of space, or if you drop the rear seats, over 1,300 litres of space. I don't know about you, but that's a lot for a car that's this small. And as if that wasn't enough, there's even a 70-litre frunk, folks. Driving the Proton e.MAS 5 is a single rear-mounted e-motor that drives the rear wheels. Yes, let that sink in for a moment, folks. A rear-wheel drive Proton. When was the last time you heard that? There will be several variations on offer at launch, but let's focus on the headlining figures here. So peak power reads at about 116 horsepower and 150 Newton meters of torque, which should promise 0 to 50 km/h sprints in just 3.9 seconds. This is a city car after all, so that's pretty zippy enough if you ask me. Now, juicing the e-motor is a 40.16 LFP battery pack, which accepts AC charging and DC charging inputs. Now, Proton has not given us the figures for AC charging, but they have kindly given us a claim for DC charging, so it accepts up to 86 kilowatts, which promises 30 to 80% recharges in just 21 minutes. So with a full charge, Proton claims that the Proton e.MAS 5 can cover up to 410 kilometers in range. However, take that with a bit of salt, because that's based on the CLTC standards. Nevertheless, typical of most modern EVs, the Proton e.MAS 5 should offer a few other perks such as V2L capability and more. And that's basically everything we can tell you about the upcoming Proton e.MAS 5 up to this point. It will be launching in our market very soon, sometime towards the end of Q3 or early Q4. And we've been speculating about this for quite a bit. It will be affordably priced, definitely below 100,000 ringgit, maybe below 80,000 ringgit in fact. But we'll know more once details are made available to us by Proton. In the meantime, given everything we've just showed you, what do you folks think of the new, smallest EV from Proton? Hit the comments below with your thoughts. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe.